So you have been warned. Greetings and welcome to Let's Look at Hairy Little Buggers. Hairy Little Buggers is a game currently in early access on Steam for €14.95 or regional equivalent. And full disclosure, one of the developers contacted me and gave me a key for this game. And you know, I took a month to check it out, had a video all queued up, and then the developers had the nerve, the everlasting gall to update their game so that my view on it was completely made completely irrelevant because you want the latest version of a development build. Anyways, Hairy Little Buggers, what is it? It's essentially a pixel graphic, as you can see, Dwarven Colony Builder game. How is this different from Dwarf Fortress? It has graphics. Pixel graphics, but sure, graphics. Now, this splash screen is a little bit perhaps over-ambitious for what the game actually delivers. At the moment, I'll concede that, because, frankly, the game isn't finished yet. But let's show you the options. In-game, you can change the sound effects and the music and the master volume. You have a PMG mode button, which I'll keep on because I want to put this video on YouTube, and well, YouTube doesn't really like it when you do naughty things in your videos. And the controls, as laid out, are, well, good enough. Although I do have to question what the menu hotkeys is all about. But I'll show you that in-game. So... let's go into what the game actually offers. Oh, by the way, the resolution options you can change outside of the game in the splash screen. That's fine, you can choose between pretty much every resolution I think any monitor is currently capable of doing and full screen mode. Anyway, the tutorial that they provide with the game at the moment is perfectly serviceable and really does explain how most of these systems work as best as they can. We'll not be looking at the tutorial though, because I want to show you the game. Now, this game is used to be called Queen on the Mountain for one thing, and has a naughty aspect to it, I suppose you could call it. Wherein your dwarves would get up to some rather unconventional stuff, you would not think. Now, I will not be showing you any of that because, again, I want to put this on YouTube, but if you want to see it, I'll provide the link to the NSFW trailer, but you have been warned, it is not safe for work, for an obvious reason. In any case, let's go into the game. Let's build freely. In the beginning, you have arisen to become leader of the dwarves. Your reign be long and prosperous. Let's build. Right, so we start with all the standard dwarves: janitors, builders, miners, blacksmiths, stonecutters and smelters, and also a regular dwarf and a queen. We'll move up the levels by with the arrow keys. The land is safe, that's nice to know. I'm not entirely sure why that's necessary to tell me this constantly in the free build mode. But anyway, that's not building out. First we want to get to these limestone ore veins, so that we can actually create building materials for our colony. Now, as things get dug out, piles of dirt get thrown down on the floor, which the janitor then removes. That's fine, although I wonder why that is. I mean, piles of dirt don't really do anything. They don't slow my doors down, they don't prevent me from building anything. They are just there. Something for janitors to clean up. And that wouldn't be so bad, except for the fact that, well, that happens. Dwarves need to relieve themselves on occasion. Well, actually a lot of times. All the time, really. And I'd really much rather have the dwarves, you know, take care of the poo first. But they don't. First, all the dirt, then the poo. Now, getting rid of the poo is important because of the sickness. Every pile of poo causes the sickness to go up. It ticks every 10 seconds, I think. I've not counted this, but I think that's right. And if the sickness ever reaches 100, then a plague will hit. Your colony will suffer a random number of losses. Anywhere between 1 and half of your population, I think. And, well, that's terrible. Now, in the free build mode, this is fairly benign because, well, we're not being attacked here. And we're fairly safe because there's no goblins anywhere. Alright, so let's start placing some rooms. Now, building rooms, you click on the thing here, drag it out. Thank you, phone. Drag it out and splash it down, and then it fills up the space it requires. In this case, the stoneworks needs a size of 4 at least, and can have up to 2 openings. It also needs a slab, or a pedestal. And let's dig out some limestone ore, so we can have something to do with that. So that my stone cutter can actually get to work. Similarly, the privy that I built here can only be a size of 1, can only have 1 opening and needs a limestone toilet. I'll put in another pedestal. And keep digging out the limestone ore, and then tell it to make some limestone blocks. And I'll tell it to build a stairway down. Alright, that should suffice for now. I'll start digging out the coal ore over here. Alright, and while that is working, we have a population of 10 out of 10 dwarves. We can increase this when we build rooms, or dormitories. And once every 60 seconds, a baby, if it can be born, will be born. Alright, so the toilet is finally done. Alright, let's create a little bit of a storage stockpile. And I will want some ore faces around the coal as well. Now the veins are pretty much infinite as far as I have been able to tell. It may have been changed in the patch, I don't know. We'll find out together. Joy of joys. Right, but right now I just want to set up some automation. And actually I'll hire another janitor because frankly all this crap is starting to annoy me. I don't want a plague because that slows me down. And I don't want to slow down. I want to get up to at least getting the ironworks going and such. Alright, so let's just finish getting rid of this. I really wish I could prioritize them to clean up the poo over the dirt. Or at least give the dirt some other properties, like preventing me from building rooms or objects, or slowing my dwarves down or something. Something that makes the dirt a little bit more relevant to be cleaned up. In any case, let's set in a stock room. And it fills out, and then you have to click, hold and drag to make it the size you want. That's fine. And I'll tell it to create some stockpiles. Now each of these stockpiles can only hold 1 item. But it will automatically refresh those items if they are taken. When they are being used. And so I just need a little bit more limestone ore. And I'll also tell them so maybe dig out some coal so I can get some lamps going. Alright, so I want some limestone ore here and some limestone blocks in that one. And I'll just tell you to create some more limestone blocks regardless. So we can speed the process along a bit. Right. Now I should notice the sickness is not going down. That won't happen until much later when you actually get something that will allow you to bring it down. So you have to keep track of all the poo in the base. And if you don't keep it under control, you can suddenly get struck by plague, which is something you desperately want to avoid. Especially if you're under a crush with waves of goblins approaching. Alright. Now we have all that set up. Let's tag out all this iron. And get the final limestone ore going. Alright, so this should now automate itself. And that my miners will keep on trying to fill up this the limestone ore demand. Whereas my stone cutters will keep providing stone blocks to be filled into those areas over here. Alright, let's get the facings going. Alright, that is going quite well. And then we'll set up some metal production over there. And I suppose I might as well just put a lamp up here as well. Now technically you don't need that many, because as you can see the light cast by the lamp is quite sizable. Oops. So you really only need one or two really on opposite sides of every map, because this is the size of any floor. And it goes down quite a long way. We have some goblins protecting their precious gems. Now gems are not really important in free build because, well, the dwarves don't have any greed enabled in this. And we have some more resources. We have a nice underground river. And in free build you can actually build quite far down until you get to the Arkenstone, which is generally the goal of any level. Dig down to the Arkenstone and then you can win. So let's set up the metalworks and a smithy. Alright, you build furnaces and one anvil. I'll tell it to dig out some iron ore. And some more coal. And I'll set up another stockpile below here. By the way, you don't have to do this, you can just take advantage of all the space behind here, but I like putting my storage space down below. Kind of makes it feel like the storage isn't in the cellar. And it's a little bit more space efficient. Alright, and I will also tell you to start producing iron bars. Not there, there, and there. Because we need at least one limestone block and one iron bar to create an anvil. Alright, and while that is going on, let's create some additional rooms. Stop crapping on the floor everywhere. I really do wish they would stop doing that. I mean, I have a toilet, and generally you really only need one toilet per floor. But sometimes the dwarves are just being dumb, and they will not find the toilets in time. In any case, let's put in a dormitory over here. Which I need to fill in with beds. And sometimes the menu over here doesn't always go away when you pick up an item, so you have to push it back. Which can be a little bit tedious, but very well. And a nursery, which needs some cribs. Now, most of this, the dormitories and the nursery are a little bit more show than actually do anything. I mean, your dwarves don't ever go to sleep. They also don't eat. My current theory is that they actually eat the dirt that they're mining out, which would certainly explain why they have such an active bowel movement every so often. Alright, let's create some tools. And let's set up some stockpile areas. As well as some more room down. There is a toilet right here. Come on. Right, well. Let's create some more lamps and tag some more coal to be dug out. Actually, we need a lot more coal. Coal is very important, especially in the beginning, because you have to keep all those lamps active. But alright, now our nursery is active, and here we have a baby dwarf lying in poop. Luckily, baby dwarfs don't poop themselves, because that would be horrible. Alright, let's create some more stock rooms. Now, rooms don't need to be square or rectangular, they just need to be the size that they need to be. Stockrooms also can't have more than one opening. Alright, let's first get busy with the stockroom for the smelter. Alright. And let's dig all this out. And our sickness keeps ticking up. Now, of all the dwarves, your queen will never die of sickness, I think. Or as I have seen, that doesn't happen. If she does die, that's an immediate game over. It's done. Finito. Sloosh. All over. Right, let's get some coal in here. And so this area I've dug out, that's gonna be the throne room. It's kinda neat how, if you do get a nice room like this, it just sort of works when you plop down a room like that and it fills itself in. Very nice. Let's put a stone throne in here. Now, the stone throne really only serves to draw in your queen so she actually go underground, because as this land is safe, it doesn't matter where she is, but in other levels, goblins will invade occasionally, and they will come in from the sides on the surface and try to kill whoever's on top. And if that doesn't stop them, they will just go down ladders and find whoever they can find and kill them, which is a bit of a problem. Right. I think I have enough dwarves now. Let's get another miner going. And another builder. Yeah, I'm at max population again. Right. I kind of wish that baby dwarves might be moved to the nursery until they're ready to be full members of society. Alright, let's also get another stone cutter on the floor. There is a toilet right here, come on. Now your dwarves also continually keep making those pithy comments. I have stopped noticing them actually, so that's why I've not commented on them. I just noticed them right now because I had nothing to say. Alright, just keep getting the stockpiles to be filled out. And let's do that here, alright. Here is Her Royal Highness in the Queen and a poo in the throne room. Sentence this dwarf for execution. Nah, she doesn't do that. The Queen actually does not a lot of anything. I'm not sure if there are any plans on expanding her role in government. I suppose it would be nice if she gave out edicts or something, or some sort of activatable power that for a short period of time gave the dwarves a little boost, like, work faster, clean up faster, poo less, don't be so greedy. You know, something that would enhance the gameplay a little bit. Or perhaps you have to please the Queen. Build statues in the room and she'll grant me a boon. Or something. In any case, at the moment the Queen is just mostly just there to, well, debug your game. You get stuck, you just kill the Queen, and you can start over. Right, I have some iron bars ready to be made there. I want some iron frames. And let's also create some chainmail and a spear, which is made out of iron. Which is a good thing too, otherwise nothing would ever get done. Alright, now on to the real purpose of what we're doing here. Creating technology. We need to advance to the first age with the whole of the ancestors. This will allow us to create more buildings, get some more professions unlocked, and generally make the place a little bit better. So I'll just show you that, and then I'll show you a fortress that's a little bit, or a colony that's a little bit more advanced. I hope. I mean, like I said, this game is still in early access, it's being developed, and some bugs may have invalidated my saves, but I hope that all of it still works. And if not, then, well, this is gonna have to be it as far as demonstrations go of how a fortress could look. Right, so in order to get a Hall of the Ancestors, you basically need 6 statues in whatever configuration you feel is appropriate, and 2 coal lamps. Kinda wish that would be more universal in that I don't have to keep having coal lamps in this place, because, well, I kinda would prefer to use my coal for something else. Let's also create a toilet on this level. Because after all, these dwarves need to relieve themselves somewhere. And at the moment, they are just happily doing whatever is needed. So we just need to wait for some more limestone blocks and iron frames to be delivered. So that my stone cutters can come here and chisel out some sculptures. Sculptures are randomly created. A powerful dwarven ancestor. I have no control over that. It's just up to the whim of the stonecutter itself, I suppose. Right, one more statue to go. Et voila! So now new technology rooms have been unlocked, like the guild hall and essentially the church. Some new items have been unlocked that you can build, like sandstone floors, which are really nice. Some better lamps, of course, but we do need to get some trees for that. Some more professions have been unlocked. And a few more rooms. But enough of this. Let's try and show you them. Come on. Objective 1, null. Well, that's not good. Well, it's bugged out a bit. That's fine, though. It's paused. Can I unpause it? Yeah. Alright, so Ignore all the blackness. This is a fully formed Dwarven colony. Well, as fully formed as I can get it, with all the requisite things. Like I said, the save is a little bit bugged. I did check out the throne room over here a bit. But my dwarves are a little bit stuck here. Ooh, look at that. There's some new sprite art, although these are not nuns. The underground river is a bit buggered. Well, I'm worried that will have affected all my saves, but this particular version, I'll stress again, this is from a previous build that I loaded this save from, got stuck on level 17, because my dwarves refused to start moving stones back down from the surface. In any case, let's leave, because staring at the infinite blackness is pressing me a little bit. Let's see, does this one work? Nope. And it seems the game has completely bugged out. Alright, fine. And we'll just relaunch. I'd hope to show you at least something interesting like the ending, when you actually collect the Arkenstone, but doing that from a free build takes forever. So instead, I'll just showcase the various scenarios as far as I know of them. Because they did add in a new scenario that you can play. You have basically the Dwarven Forest. So goblins will start coming. We have one Huskarl to protect us. And some basic builders. But in any case, this will work the same way. Now this particular map has only 10 levels. And a Goblin King in our way. He sits on an iron throne that we could claim if we want to. But generally you want to move your queen into safety of your structure. You can also right click to tell your military dwarves where to go. However, attacking is something they will do on their own. If they see an enemy, they will move towards it and kill it. But the goal is still the same. Collect the Arkenstone and kill the king, like this. Now, as for the challenge... Oh, no. Don't want to do that. As for the challenges, there's a forest on the borderlands. Ways goblins will attack your settlement in this forest. This one is new. Actually, they've redrawn the order of this. Alright, so this one is pretty much the same as the other one, I think. Yeah, it looks the same. Suppose this one is a little bit harder then, perhaps. Well, there's no greed in this one. So that's not that interesting to showcase. I mean, I could just do the same thing over again, but the opening gambits in every scenario are pretty much the same. Right, the Sun's Anvil. This is where you first get introduced to greed. Now, greed, in my opinion, is a little bit broken. In that it ticks up too fast for anyone to feasibly get control of it. Because in order to get control of your greed, in order to buy time before the greed paralyzes your entire colony, is that you require to get these gemstones. Now, that in itself is not much of a problem, except at the moment I can really only make rough gemstones, which gives me 20 treasure, which in this case means I can have 40, which will add time here, which essentially means I get until it ticks up to 40. My dwarves will not be consumed by avarice. And then I'll just keep going up. Now, there is I wish I could move this away. Is there a pause button? No. Well, and there's some more gemstones down here that I could collect. But here, let's have a look at the thrilling combat. And day 1. Now, militia are generally the weakest of the army units. At a combat strength of 4. I'm not entirely sure what difference that makes, since I don't know what the combat strength of a goblin is. But I could try to dig down. Bring my army down. Come on. And there. All my militia died. So now the game is over. Because now this goblin will eventually move up when it sees the ladder. Come on. There it goes. And it starts killing dwarves over here. And there's nothing I can do about it. And there goes the queen. So that's how random battles can be. Alright, the Frozen Wastes. There's no greed on this one. I'd forgotten about that. But I still have a small problem with this scenario in that while they give me 3 miners to start with, that's fine. Well, that's kind of pointless because I can't dig as fast as they would want me to. Because I don't have any regular dwarves that will carry stuff around, so I can't build any rooms, including the toilet. Which means, inevitably, half my population will die from sickness, and they will keep dying of sickness because I can't get enough janitors fast enough, or the janitors will die in the sickness. But they will keep on dying. In the meantime, goblins are arriving, and I can't get up to building weapons. And eventually, I'll just get wiped out anyway. Now, the biggest difference in the frozen scenario is the undiggable rock. That will slow down your movement in places. Otherwise, there's not much else. It just means you have to plan where you build your stairs down. There's also some hot springs with green grass and trees underneath, which I suppose is fine, so that means you don't have to chop up your wood up on the surface. Lots of gold, marble. Goal is still the same. Get to the Arkenstone with all the demons here. Excuse me for a moment. Getting a little bit of the sniffles. Alright, but that's the Frozen Waste. And then finally is Hell. Where choking ash and boiling lava, a dark place, home of foul demons. Now at least we get everything we need except for warriors. Which is a little bit worrying. Because, well, you know this goblin room that we also had in the goblin area with the sun beating down? This has been known to, well, I've seen it spawn right underneath the ladder. Now that's fine if you have got defenders. But in this scenario, that essentially meant that the moment I loaded up the game, essentially the goblin walked up the stairs, killed the queen, and I was done for. But again, even though the greed isn't quite as bad in this scenario, it is still a little bit too fast, because the greed works as soon as it ticks up every 10 seconds. The countdown timer for every 20 seconds a dwarf is consumed with avarice. This will go down to every 16 seconds, every 12 seconds, and eventually it will become every 1 second. A dwarf is consumed with avarice, and then every half second. Now this ticks up so fast that I can't deal with it. Because for one thing, in order to get those gems, I need to set up all the operations I need to build militia. Now you've seen how long that takes in the 3 build scenario, and I was taking my time with that. Even at my most efficient, I could not get up to that level before the greed completely paralyzed my entire colony. Now of course that happens now because I'm not doing anything. But even then, and then having to dig down, take down more goblins, get more gems, it just ticks up a little bit too fast and it paralyzes too many of my dwarves at the same time. Never mind the fact that demons are arriving at some time. Now this is a generous amount of time, but it's still quite fast, and I don't think, if there's no cap on how much greed your dwarves can have, eventually it doesn't matter. You just need to race down to the Arkenstone. And I think that needs a little bit more tweaking. But that's just my opinion. In any case, that's quite done with the scenarios. Alright, so this is my first impressions, well, my impressions of Hairy Little Buggers. A game that is quite cute in appearance, a little naughty underneath, and decently enough fun, but, you know, I think I have seen pretty much all there is to see. And while this new update certainly looks promising in certain areas, although I'm not entirely sure what else has been changed, because, well, they've only made general statements on what has changed. In any case, this is Hairy Little Buggers, available now on Steam in early access. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.